Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And this is Roja, and I have shared my previous video regarding crossover research design and parallel research design. And today I would like to share about the importance, purposes, characteristics of good research design. And you all know it's a very important topic, research designs. Several times many questions have come from this topic, research design, especially public exams. If you just look at the slide, there are some questions which are just written here. Like first one, enumerate the experimental research and explain one group pre-test and post-test method. It is a 10 marks question which is asked in year 2022 as well as 2017. We've got crossover research design, which I have discussed in my previous video, which is a 5 marks question. And we have Solomon 4 group design. It is asked in 2021 and again in November 2019. We have 10 marks question which came, classify research design and explain any one research design with example. And the same year 2019 in June, characteristics of true experimental design, this question is asked. So every year either 10 marks or 5 marks, or that same year 15 marks come from this question. And it's a very important topic. So we are going to go ahead with what is meant by nursing research design. So leave about research. What is meant by design? When you go to a shop to buy some clothes for yourself, you look for different models or different dresses with different designs, isn't it? Or if you want to buy a vehicle, a bike or a car, you look for new model, the shape, how it is functioning, the mileage it gives, the color, etc. Like we look into various aspects of what we want to do. In the same way, if you want to build a house, you imagine like bedroom should be like this, kitchen should be like this, door should be like this. Like you will have an overall framework of how actually a house should look like. It is imaginative, or it is a creative way of thinking certain things. So coming to design, in research, especially nursing research, that word itself says research. How you're going to search? You're going to have a blueprint of it. It's going to be a backbone for you. It makes your research stand. Like it's an overall plan, how you want to find an answer for the problem statement. It provides a framework, it's a master plan, it's a strategy. These are different words which can be used for a research design. Coming to definition, research design is an arrangement of the conditions for collection and analysis of data in the manner that aims to combine relevance to research purpose with economy in procedure. So, arrangement of conditions for collection and analysis of data in a manner which combines, like which has some relevance to the research purpose. And economy in procedure, when we say economy in money, manpower, and time. As research involves all these three, money, manpower, and time. It is a conceptual structure within which research is conducted. It is a blueprint for data collection, measurement, and analysis. I hope you got a clear idea or a picture of what research design means. Coming to purpose of research design. Scheme for answering the question. What is the purpose? Why you want to have this overall blueprint or a strategy? because it shows a pathway for answering the question. Question is nothing but the problem statement, what you want to find out, the purpose. Then the next one is bias or control. Bias are nothing but they are our personal opinions, personal views, and personal perspectives. So when we have a good research design, our personal bias will not come in between. Our opinions doesn't matter. What is the truth and what is the fact is the one that matters in research. Next one is organize the study. Just imagine yourself, you're conducting a program. What is required? What comes to your mind? How to conduct a program? Whom to involve the program? How the program is going to be? You try to organize what next, what next, what next. All these you do in order to make a program successful, isn't it? In the same way, to have a successful research design is very important. So the purpose, one of the purpose of research design is to organize the study. Coming to importance of research design, whatever we have discussed previously do come here as statements. It reduces inaccuracy. Errors will be reduced. Helps to get maximum efficacy and reliability. So when we use this word reliability, it meant consistency and stability of the results. Eliminates bias and marginal errors. The third point I explained already. Bias means our personal opinions, views, perspectives will be eliminated and errors also will be eliminated. There are type 1 errors and type 2 errors. Minimizes wastage of time. So economy of time, manpower, material. Here, helpful in collecting research materials, how we are going to collect. So next one. Gives an idea regarding types of resources required in terms of money, manpower, and time and efforts. Guides the research in the right direction, stepwise, logically, systematically, orderly way, avoiding all confusions, clumsiness. It gives us a pathway. Next to proceed what? Into what step? Next what step? Characteristics of good research design. So already discussed here, controls bias and capable of obtaining most reliable and valid data. A good design, reliable, already I have said, like it is a consistency or stability. Whether we can rely on the results or not. Valid. Valid is that what we use, like validity, whether the tool, what we are preparing, methods, what we are trying to use, whether they are going to measure what we want to measure, what it ought supposed to measure, is called as validity. Whenever we try to buy a product, whether it is valid or not. When we use this word validity, there are different types of validities: internal validity, external validity, face validity, content validity. So concurrent validity, different validities are there. Anyway, I'll explain them in my next video. But at present, when it is valid or not, that means whatever you want to find out and whatever you're going to use, whatever tool you're going to use to find out whether it is measuring what it is supposed to measure, what you want to measure or not, that is said like validity. Helping an investigator avoid mistaken conclusions. One of the characteristics of good research design. If the tool or the method or a sampling, whatever you're doing step by step, if they're reliable and valid, the way you organize the data, the way you interpret the data, after that you come to conclusions. So if these are all perfect, you will not do any mistaken conclusions. These can be controlled by selecting a good research design. Control to various threats of validity, both internal and external. This will be possible by selecting a good research design. Coming to features of good research design, already explained. Objectivity is nothing but bias, personal opinions will be avoided. Validity, reliability, I have explained. Then generalizability. When we say generalizability, that means the study findings or the conclusions what we are going to make after conducting the study, whether they can be applied to a wider population, whether they can be used for large sample, whether the findings are what we get and the interpretations or conclusions whatever we make out of the study, whether we can use them to disseminate to a certain particular population on whom we are going to conduct, like whichever age it is, whichever problem it is, like what we want to find out, what we want to say. That is called as whether we can generalize, like sample is a very specific small amount. So from that, if it is, it should be relevant, valid, to say this is applicable for everybody. That is how it is, generalizing our findings, generalizability. So coming to factors affecting research design, like nature of the research problem. What is the nature of the research problem? Whether it is a quantitative or qualitative, whether what you want to do, describe, explore, find out, cause and effect. It will affect, like if you are going to see some compare or correlate, according to that we have different types of research designs. The purpose of the study also will affect the research design we select. Researcher's knowledge and experience. Suppose if the researcher has a good knowledge on different types of research designs, we have many research designs like qualitative, quantitative, under qualitative, we have so many research designs to select according to the purpose of the study. Then under quantitative we have true experimental, quasi-experimental, and under that we have other research designs. Among all these, which one is correct for your problem statement? So researchers should have a knowledge about various research designs and should be able to select the one which suits for his research study. Next one is researcher's interest and motivation. It's not that easy to just select some design and just apply to the study. Researcher should have an interest to browse through various research designs. He should acquire some knowledge, then find out which is suitable. He needs a lot of self-motivation. Next, research ethics and principles. So principles like privacy, confidentiality, ethics. The research what we are trying to do or conduct should not involve any harm to the lives of a person or the participants or the sample. Then the subjects and the participants. Participants want the one who are actually involved in the study. Then the resources. Adequate resources should be there. Like resources in the sense, suppose if you want to do an observational method, you need to have a camera, stand or to record, and it should be good to capture the things. Or suppose if you want to record, you should have a recorder. You should need, I mean, if you want to do something like questionnaire, you should have a material papers where you can write. If you want to conduct an interview, like that. So different types of resources are needed according to the study. So they should be available. And time, very important. You want to conduct a study but you don't have time, then how will you conduct a study? Time taken, longitudinal studies, sometimes we will have a lot of problems when we take longitudinal studies. Sometimes samples will not be available. By the time we finish the research, maybe that is not applicable at that period of time. So these are certain factors where you have to consider while selecting a research design. Extraneous variables, when we say extraneous variables, those are the variables which are not under control of the researcher, which are not involved in the study, but we see them, we find them when we are conducting the study. So these are certain factors which affect the research design. Coming to current challenges in research designs in nursing field, when we are trying to select a research design, what are certain challenges what we face? First challenge, selecting the best research design. For that, already I said, researchers should have knowledge and experience. He should have interest and motivation. Performing the collection of data without errors. Lot of patience is needed, time is needed to avoid errors. Use experimental research, whether which experimental research you want to use. True experimental or quasi experimental. Under this again we have one test like pre-test and post-test. Solomon 4 group, which design you are going to select. Coming to qualitative research designs, whether it is phenomenological, historical, case study, ethnographic, whether you want to go for descriptive, correlation, comparative, exposed, like there are different types of research designs. You need to have that knowledge. Unless you have a knowledge of each research design advantages and disadvantages, you will not be able to select a correct research design. And selecting a wrong research design will affect your whole study and everything will go in a mere waste. Another challenge what we face is that studies to support nursing practice. What's the point of conducting a nursing research which doesn't add knowledge to the nursing field? Whenever we do a nursing research, it should provide some base or knowledge, or it should be little bit of bring some creativity, innovative technologies, some new knowledge so that our profession will grow higher. Then the research design, when we try to select according to the study, like feasibility, possibility, whether it is possible for us to conduct the study or not. That feasibility is seen in like samples availability or the participants tool methods. In all and each element, like elements, we have to see whether it is feasible or not. Next, coming relevant to nursing profession, that's another area. Then time consuming studies. Some studies are longitudinal studies which takes a lot of time, and whereby like there are more chances of errors occurring while gathering the data and interpretation. So we face a lot of difficulties. Time series designs are there. Now these time series designs we are using in nursing as well. Before, time series designs are especially used in stock markets, like to compare certain data, like regarding certain areas from previous 10 years to 5 years, or what changes have occurred, how what changes have occurred, how it went. They try to depict in bar graphs, different graphs, the statistics, etc. Now we are using this in nursing as well, like how the trends are changing as time passes by. So these are different types of challenges what we face, like in selecting different types of research designs in nursing. Next, coming to some elements involved in research design. Approach. When we say approach, quantitative approach or qualitative approach, sample and sampling. From the population, from the universe, you select a sample. Then how you are going to select that sample, whether it is random sampling or non-random sampling, under random sampling. Again, we have other types, like how you select, like stratified sampling. Okay, then we have non-random, convenient sampling, we have snowball sampling. Different types of sampling methods are there. Like sources of data collection. What are different sources, tools and methods what you use, like questionnaires, rating scales. Then method, how you are going to use observation method, or you are going to ask, or survey method. Different methods are there, and we should have a knowledge of all these, like sampling methods, data collection methods, and data collection tools, different types of analysis of data, like different types of statistics, like how, what type of method, like test is used for just giving us the result what we want, based upon the problem statement and the purpose of the study. We have descriptive analysis, or we have inferential, and according to that we have different tests where we just run the data what we get. So these are all certain aspects just you have to keep in mind before selecting a research design, because selecting a good research design is very important for conducting the study, so that we will try to ultimately find out the purpose, or fulfill the purpose of the what we want to achieve by conducting the research study. So this is all for now. I just want to summarize whatever I have told, like we have discussed about research design, definition of research design, and what is the importance and purpose of research design, certain characteristics of good research design, and some factors which are affecting why we want to, when we want to select a research design, and some of the challenges we face in nursing areas, like nursing research areas, while selecting the research design, and some of the key points you have to keep in mind. And research design, we said it consists of a framework, it is a plan. So some of the elements of research design, like approach, sampling, data collection methods, and the tools used, methods, and data analysis, how you have to plan out. So ultimately, when you have a perfect structure of this research design, it makes us a smooth pathway, like where we can just take our steps in a safe manner, where we can land up into a good research